What's up guys, Tim here from PM Tools. Today we're going to be taking a look at how we can create really useful, really quick, really easy, and really attractive project plans with a couple of different tools. So stay tuned, we're going to take a look at them now. Okay, so first off, what we're going to do is we're going to open up Microsoft Project. We're going to see what it takes to create a very simple project plan from scratch. So first off, whenever we first open up the program, we can see that we have our grid layout on the left-hand side for us to be able to enter in tasks and details associated with them. And then on the right-hand side, we have the timeline view in the Gantt style format that'll start displaying bars with durations once we actually get some tasks listed in here. So let's do that. Okay, and with that, we've got initiation, planning, execution, and closeout phases for our tasks. Zooming out from the Gantt chart, we can see that we have those cascading for what we have. We're starting with initiation, directly followed by planning, execution, and closeout with the predecessor relationships that we built out here. So very quick and easy, this is what it would take to build out a project plan. We'll repeat as many times as you need to add additional rows. Okay, so now that we've created a project plan using Microsoft Project, which at one point in time was arguably the gold standard for the tools used by project planners across the globe. Now I'm going to show you some different tools you can use to do basically the same thing, but without having to pay the expensive license fee for Microsoft Project, and with some added perks and benefits along the way as well. So let's get into it. Okay, so this time around we're going to accomplish essentially the same thing, but we're going to use a different tool. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and launch Smartsheet in my browser. Now Smartsheet is a different kind of application, as this is basically built on a web app platform. All right, so once I have Smartsheet loaded in my browser, I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. Let's go ahead and open it up. And very similar to what we saw beforehand, the layout is almost identical. So let's go ahead and accomplish the task of getting a few task rows entered. And zooming out on the Gantt side, just like that, we can see that we have now built out our project plan such that we can see at a glance what we have for our tasks and the reflected timeframes for the operations and execution of those tasks that we have on the Gantt chart on the right-hand side. Okay, so just now we took a look at what that same process would look like in a tool called Smartsheet. And again, the difference in the approach being rather than having a program loaded onto your workstation, that's a tool that you can get to with any web browser that has access to the internet. Without further ado, let's get to the last one that we wanted to show today. So stick with us, we're going to show next how you can do that through Excel, which most people already have loaded on their workstations and could get access to without any trouble or difficulty, and doesn't require internet access and doesn't require an expensive license to be purchased for the other options that we talked about before. So let's get into it. Okay, so for this next and last example, we're going to go ahead and open up Excel. And for the purposes of this one, I'm going to go ahead and search for templates. The search term I'm going to use for this example is going to be the Gantt chart. G-A-N-N-T. And there are a couple of options that come up. We're going to go ahead and grab the simple Gantt chart and hit create. Now by default, whenever this first pops up, it already has pre-populated data, which is nice and convenient. Anything that you don't actually need, feel free to go ahead and hide from your view or just delete or overwrite. And that's what we're going to do for the example up here, make it match what we've done on the previous portions of the And very simply, you've got yourself a Gantt chart that is now in Excel format and already pre-formatted to be able to display additional details that we did not see on some of the other examples, whether it's progress or some of the assignee details. We can certainly cover that in additional details to follow. All right, so that was a quick look at 3 different tools by which you can create quick and simple project plans. There are obviously different reasons why you might use one over the other, and certainly pros and cons for each different approach. So stay tuned, we're going to get into a lot more depth and detail about these and many other tools. If you want to learn more about project management tools, you're in the right place. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and stick around for more content coming your way shortly. Take care.